Oh, and last one was just closed. Ha! My internet just fall. Is there anyone, by the way? Sorry for the last one. Tamimi, are you here? Still here, brother? Tamimi, if you are here, just postpone the winner a bit later. A bit later, okay? I'm sorry, my internet just fall and it closed. We can't postpone. Okay, let's see. As the winner are going to be chosen from Discord, I think it will be okay. I think it will be okay because whoever is going to be the winner, he has to be in our Discord, right? So if he missed this tray, I mean live, it doesn't matter. They has to be in Discord. So I think it's okay, right, Tamimi? Ah, my internet just fall. Let's sort over here. Let's see who is going to be the winner. Let's see who is going to be the winner. Sorry guys, my internet just fall. Okay, I'm so sorry for that. Let's see, 45 second, 44 second loss. I mean left. Let's see who is going to be the winner. Yeah, absolutely. Tamimi. Winner is going to be picked from the Discord. So if they miss this live, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to mention his name in Discord main room to see if he's still in our Discord or not. Let's see, 25 second, 24 second, 3 second, 2 second, 1 second. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Congratulations. Okay, let me mark his name. Can't I copy? I can copy. At the rate of, how can I mention him, by the way? Congratulations, by the way, brother. AHATO. How can I? How can I? At the rate of. Okay, this guy. Brother, are you here? Let's see if I can find him or not. Just say block. Congratulations, brother. Okay, brother. Yes, I gave you an. Are you in YouTube as well? Still, it will come over here. It is coming here. So, okay, brother. I send you a friend request. Please accept that request. Okay. Just now I send you the friend request. Yeah. Just accept that request. After this live, I will talk to you. Okay, I will contact with you. Okay, brother. By the way, what's your YouTube name? Can you please write down your YouTube name so that I can see? I am confirmed that you are our stream as well. Don't give up, guys. The Friday account I'm going to give those people who has more than 50 point. So whoever has the more than 50 point, I'm going to give another 50k account for those people only from here. Okay, and next week I will try to give 150k account. Of course, the first one I will give those people who has more than 100 points. You will get this point if you spend time in our live. You will get those point. So this is the way you are going to get that point. You can see the Mahadi, Tamimi, Outlander, Ravi, Jack, Taslim Imon, Mourad, Sharada, DB, Gupta, Danichu, Archana Reddy. They have the highest points, so they has the chance to win that 150k. But I will make some other 150k account. I'll try. Okay, not a promise. I'll try to make another 1 or 2 150k account for everyone. Okay, just for everyone. Let me check. Our points from time spent on, yeah, time spent on live. So if I am choosing the winner from the Discord, you don't need to think about the time spent in Discord. But if I'm choosing the winner from live, then of course those people are going to get the highest point who are spending. And this is just an appreciation. This is just an appreciation to those people, okay, who are like one or I mean I don't remember how they're okay. Like this guy has spent 35 hours in our life. Not all time, it's for 1 month, I guess, 1 or 2 month maximum. Okay, all of this guy has spent this much time in our life. Every day I do live for maybe 2 hours and 2.5 hours, something like that. So I'd love to choose the winner from 100 to the highest, any of them. This was a typical hard price action to me. But if I wanted to go for the trade and cover that order block, just that order block, it could be a winning trade, of course. But even if it is a losing trade, if I get stopped out over here with 59 or something like that, I'll be able to get that run as well. I should have to trail my stop loss after that run, because if this run created and then I have this unfilled gap, man, I'm going to get my profit. I know that. I believe that. Even if I'm not going to get that run until this area, all of my loss will be mitigated. 42 handle, it has provided me like 53 handles so far. So I know that I will get my whole profit. Though I believe that it will come over here, but I would be able to get that on. This candle, which is here, I'm more interested to think that this market is going higher from this candle as well. This is my middle order block. Of course, this order block is the weakest order block. All the order block I'm showing you, this is the weakest one. This order block is called the middle order block. This is the weakest one. But of course, this is another buying opportunity from here, depending on the stop loss. So here maybe, and stop loss should cover that order block, which is here, 19 handle. Not interested to take that 19 handle risk. So we'll put it around here, 13 or something like that, to target this same area from this middle order block. My next opportunity or the last opportunity here, if and only if this candle can close this unfilled gap 100%, then I will start to breaker block entry. That is the next entry opportunity. This order block is the weakest order block ever. This is the weakest order block ever. According to the price action, this is the weakest order block because this is called the middle order block. Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't work. So of course, depends on you. If you'd love to frame the trade, make sure that your stop loss is small, very small. The lowest stop loss has to be over there, the lowest one, because this is the weakest order block. Most of the time it doesn't work because market actually try to take the liquidity, then make the breaker block over here, and then it keep going higher. So I prefer to take the breaker block entry instead of this weakest order block entry. But of course, you can frame the trade from there. If you are overzealous, sometimes you will get your profit. Most of the time, it doesn't work. 3030 provided 2020 model, right? This is the my 2022 white model. Market structure shift here, fair value gap, trade that fair value gap, keep going higher. This lowest down close body close candle, I would love to go for the consecutive candle. Then the water block, it can be retest that water block, then it should keep going higher again. So this is my 22 YT model. If the bias is bullish, I prefer to go for the buy from this area. More importantly, this gap is 100% filled. If it can make low, high, lower low, that is my breaker block, which is going to give me 95% winning trade. I will love to look for the breaker block now until this low is not taken. If this low is taken here, this low is taken, no breaker block is valid. Until it is not taken, I would prefer to take the breaker block above, from above here, above this line. From 15-minute chart, it's really so messy price action right now. You can see over here too much consolidation around here, but still we'll see if it can provide that area. All of this area, if I keep trading, maybe I will get some loss over here, but I will get my profit as well around this area. So I'm not showing you or showing you that it has to trade that line. That is my area where I'm expecting it will trade, but there is no liquidity, nothing. There is nothing. That is just an expectation. So let's see if it can make a breaker block now to give me my entry opportunity again until this area. Okay, well, let me remove this one. This BM session is extremely difficult. I wanted to show something to you, but it's not that case of scenario, so I'm not able to show that to you. So I will show that the next PM live. So I will maybe make the next PM tomorrow as well. I will do the AM session tomorrow and I'll come back around the PM session because I have something to share with you, but I need those type of price action. Today's morning session price action was so beautiful. So around the morning session, it was so beautiful. All of this area. For me, it was so beautiful. For me, it was so beautiful. For me, it was so beautiful. For me, here it was so beautiful. So this PM session is little messy so far. Market is not moving anywhere. If I was seeing that things, specific things, I could share that with you, but it is not doing that type of price action. It's kind of messy price action to me, so I'm not able to show that to you. I have to wait. So Jivan, it's the 2 p.m. macro now. Yeah, I can see it. It's just 155 right now. Of course, it's on 255 2 macro. This midnight open is supporting the market. I'm happy to see that it is supporting the market. From 15-minute chart, I believe this order block will hold the market, send it higher. But this PM session is a little difficult for me. Okay. Still, we can trade a lot of time because the stop loss is very small, very small, very small. We'll be able to make a lot of profit over here. This market, I believe that it will come and take this buy side liquidity. I'm like so much confident that it is going to take this buy side liquidity. So much confident about this buy side liquidity. But of course, I can be wrong, but I prefer that it is coming for that buy side liquidity. The bullish period has been fade. So are you looking for sell? The same way you looked for sell here? No, sir. I'm not looking for sell here. Why? Because market didn't leave any sell side liquidity. It didn't leave any sell side liquidity. The way it left the sell side liquidity, this lows has left the sell side liquidity. The same way it didn't leave the sell side liquidity. I don't want to see this market will take this low. Every bullish period has been broken is going to make new bullish period. Here I'm waiting for the breaker block. So breaker block. If it can make low, high, lower low, I will look for the breaker block until this low is not taken. If this low is taken, I'm not interested to take any kind of the buy anymore from the breaker block. Of course, from the breaker block. The thing I told you that for the first time, first presented gap has been broken. I'm not interested to take the sell from here because it is not inversed. But for the second time, it has closed below this first presented gap. Tap to this first presented gap. If your bias is bearish, that is your selling opportunity. From there to until wherever you are thinking this market will go, wherever you're thinking. If your bias is bearish, my bias is not bearish, so I will look for buying opportunity. How do I do that? First time it has closed, the next time it will close above this first presented gap and tap to this first presented gap. I'll take the buy from this first presented gap with so much confidence that it is going higher. I prefer breaker block entry, but I'm talking about this first presented gap, which doesn't need to be 5 handle around the PM session. It doesn't need to be 5 handle. It will close one tick above this first presented gap. That is my buying opportunity from this first presented gap. I will go for only the breaker block entry, just the breaker block entry, and stop loss will be just below that first presented gap. As you can see, it's just 8 handle. You can make it a bit lower, something like that. Target first this area and then the first presented gap here around this area. Buying opportunity, another buying opportunity. Every single time I'll get the buying opportunity, I'll go for that buying opportunity. I prefer the breaker block only over here, but I'm showing you something from the first presented gap which doesn't need to be at least 5 handle. It's all about a gap around 130, all about the gap. Are you looking for 25 handle? 100% no. I prefer 15 to 20 handle, something like that. So if it close one tick above this line, I prefer to take some kind of buy from to the top of this first presented gap. So if it tap to this first presented gap, I prefer to take the buy over here and would love to go for the partial, which is here. This is the first partial area and target is this low, but of course it has to tap to this first presented gap. Until this low is not broken, this whole setup is valid. Market is little difficult to trade. That is why it is doing this type of consolidation. Now you can say, brother, it left the sell side liquidity now. No sir, I am bullish. So market is going to respect the PDRA. What PDRA it is respecting? 15-minute order block. It is respecting that 15-minute order block. But you told that here, while this market was here, it left the liquidity because it didn't trade that 15-minute order block. This area, market didn't trade that 15-minute order block. But here, market has traded the 15-minute order block. Okay, so I have the bullish PDRA over here. That is why I'm going to believe this whole sheet over here to think that this market is going higher. Now maybe market didn't give me the opportunity and keep going higher. That is just my mistake. I mean, sorry, bad luck. Just my bad luck. Why you are framing the buy only? Because I'm bullish. I believe that this market will come higher and will take this buy side liquidity. That is why I'm framing only the buy. No sell is valid to me. I will never go for the sell. Even if it keep falling, I don't care about them. The same way I showed you this sell, I'll never take that sell. Do you remember how long okay, I'm still in online. How long I framed my trade until this midnight open? That midnight open was not my highest priority. My highest priority was this opening of that order block. The opening of this order block. That was my highest priority, to hold my trade. I believe that this order block will hold the market, send it higher again. But you are wrong, brother. I can be wrong, but it's my way to trade. Are you already in this trade? No, sir. I'm not interested. I'm not in this trade yet. I will wait for this first presented gap to be traded within 3 candle. 1, 2, 3. Within 3 candle, if it tap to this first presented gap, I prefer to take the buy over here. If I'm overzealous, I will wait for the breaker block. That is the best case of scenario, to wait for the breaker block. I prefer the breaker block entry more than this first presented gap. But of course, I can take this entry if I see the stop loss is too small. For example, I'll put my stop loss over here, just 800 or something like that. Then I prefer to take this type of entry. Otherwise, if I need to put my stop loss over here somewhere, I'm not interested to take that entry. Even though I believe it will work. I believe it will work, but I'm not interested to take that entry. So if it provide me that precision here, exact precision, for example, just below that candle which has validated the broken of this first presented gap, I will go for that buy. If it doesn't work like this way, I will get that 700 loss. I stopped trading over there. I'm not going to take anything over here. So 700 3 tick. It will give me that run. I'll go for that. According to the logic, this candle has validated this. I mean, this fast presented gap has been broken by that candle, that specific candle. So it should not take that low. If it take that low, I'll get stopped out. But I'm not going to put my stop loss here somewhere to think that it is going to give me my profit or something like that. So if it doesn't work here, I'll stop over there after getting stopped out over there. Otherwise, I will wait for breaker block entry only. Just the breaker block entry. Now at the beginning, I showed you it like this way. So I'll keep it over here. Where was that? 16 here. I'll keep it over there around in this area. Just this area. I'll keep it over here. But I never prefer to take this type of entry. If I can put it over there, I will put it over there, then I'll take that entry. Otherwise, I will never go for this trade. I prefer only the breaker block. Breaker block happened, I'll go for the trade. Breaker block didn't happen, I'm not going to take that entry. Why breaker block? Because this was the unfilled gap that has been filled 100% over here. So breaker block, buy. No breaker block, no buy. Today's morning session was better. Brother, I am showing you every opportunity. Your job is to choose the best way to trade this market. If you ask me what I'm looking for here, just the breaker block. Breaker block will be created, I'll be in the market. Breaker block is not here, I'm not interested to enter into this market. If I'm overzealous to take this entry from this first presented gap, I will put my stop loss 1 or 2 tick below that candle, which has validated to broken this fair value gap. With that 700 loss, I'll be very happy with that 700 loss. But I will never put it over here, even though I know that if I put my stop loss over here, there is 80% possibility I will get my profit. 80% possibility or 90% possibility I will get my profit. But I'm not interested to put my stop loss below that low. Why? Because if I'm wrong, I will get 3300 loss. I'm not interested to catch that 3300 loss. That is why if I am overzealous, I'll put my stop loss just over here. Here. Otherwise, I will go for only breaker block. Market will give me breaker block, I'll go for the trade. Market is not going to give me the breaker block, I will not take the entry over here. Again, I'm going to tell you one more time. If I put my stop loss over here, I know that there is 90% possibility I'm going to get my profit. At least this partial, which is kind of 4400. But I'm not interested to take this entry by this way. Why? Because if I'm wrong, what is going to happen? 3200 loss. I'm not interested to take that 3000 loss. So I will put my stop loss just here. This is the lowest level where I can put my stop loss. Otherwise, I'll look for the breaker block only. Breaker block, take buy. No breaker block, no buy. Just believe me for a little, okay? For a little. Believe me for some moment. Observe this order block. Wait for the perfect setup. You will get your boom. I promise you, brother. Give me some more time. Little more time. Wait for the perfect setup. If this low is taken, I will not look for breaker block anymore. I will wait for the order block again to take my buy. Of course, I will use the 1 minute chart to frame my buying opportunity. Or if it can make the breaker block, I will show you the boom toward the buy side liquidity, not toward the sell side liquidity. Give me little more time. It is trading that order block. Market is not moving. It is consolidating. It is in seek and destroy mode. PM session is difficult to trade because market almost 90% of the time market market has done its job around the AM session. Almost 90% of the time, market will do that. That is why the PM session trading is difficult. So if you are looking for some specific thing, wait for that. Specifically wait for that thing. I'll show you every opportunity. Your job is to look for, see this low. This low has taken over here. Highest up close body close candle is my perfect breaker block. So the first candle will close above this candle. This is my breaker block that is going to give me 95% winning rate. This is my breaker block. I prefer to take my entry from this breaker block. I would love to repeat one more time. If I'm overzealous, would love to take the entry from this first presented gap. I will go for the lowest stop loss, which is 7 handle, 6 handle, 5 handle, 3 handle, sometimes something like that around the PM session. Otherwise, this is my breaker block, which I prefer to take my entry. My breaker block entry is so precise. Until this is not taken, market can't take this low. If this low is taken, there is no breaker block is valid. No breaker block is valid if this low is taken. So let me make it red color. Okay. If this low is taken, there is no breaker block valid. It should not take that low, which is the extreme low. It is called the extreme low. This low has taken all other low. All other lows has been taken by that low. So it should not take that low. If it has taken this low, breaker block is not valid anymore to me. Wait for some specific thing, you will get your profit. Here, for example, here from what was that buy, that here, that is a loss, right? Over here, that is a loss. This is a profit, 100%. This is a profit. Now my stop loss was tight, I got a stopped out. I'm not interested to talk about my stop loss. I'm talking about the price action. If you take the entry from this order block, you will get your profit for sure. Here, put a stop loss just 2 tick below that order block, just 2 tick below that order block, and go for 1:1, at least partial. At least partial, you will get that profit until this area, which is near about 1:2. Near about 1:2, you will get that profit. You will get a 15 handle loss here. You will get like something, maybe you will cover until this area, which is the here 41 handle profit if you go with the logic. If you don't go with the logic, put your stop loss in tight like me, then you will be able to get your re-entry opportunity and you will be able to get your profit from there. If you are more of jealous like me, then I will wait for this unfilled gap. If this gap is filled, I prefer to take buy. So those people are saying this is relatively equal lows that market should take. I am expecting market is not going to take that liquidity. You have to understand the fact of this market. It should not take this liquidity if it wants to make the breaker block. If it doesn't want to make the breaker block, take that low. I will start to look for buy again from the order block. Simply I will start to look for buy from the order block. So I prefer this market not to take that low. It has built this lower low, or liquidity taken has been done over here. So this lows has been taken over here. This is liquidity taken. This is called liquidity taken. It should go higher, closed above this breaker block. That is my buy until this first presented gap. Of course, the partial level is over here, whatever it is. If it has taken this lows, what does it mean? It has retested this order block. I will start to look for order block entry again. This is how you will expect when the liquidity is not going to be taken. Sometimes you ask me, brother, how did you know that this liquidity is not going to be taken? So I'm reading this market from the beginning of this run, right? From the beginning when this market was falling. So while I was seeing this run was happening, this low has taken all the liquidity. All the liquidity has been taken. Look, all of this liquidity. See, all of this liquidity has been taken by that run. It has already done the liquidity job. It's done over here. Then market went higher a bit, came until this area. See this clean highs over here. I don't like this type of clean highs. Let me show you this clean highs here. See this clean highs. I don't like this type of clean highs. So market left that buy side liquidity over here. What does it mean? That means market is not going to take that low. Now, if it doesn't take that low, closed above this area, that is your buying opportunity from there. If it has taken that low, remember that order block entry, I'll go for that order block entry again because it was not the lowest low. So I will prefer to take my lowest low again. Now look over here. This low has been taken over here again. See this? This is my breaker block now. Highest up close body close candle. This is my breaker block. This whole candle. I'm not interested to mark the low of this candle because body to body is more than enough for me to mark the breaker block. But it is too obvious that market is going to take that relatively equal loss. I'm not worrying about that relatively equal loss. All I'm worrying about my entry opportunities. So if it go above this breaker block, I will be able to take my buy from this breaker block, even though there is relatively equal loss, because I know that market failed to take that extreme low. If it has taken that relatively equal loss, I will start to frame my buying opportunity from the order block. So two case of scenario, whatever it is going to make, I'm going to use that PDRA to take my entry. I will prefer to buy only. No sell is valid to me. So I'm not here to show that I'm right, market didn't take that low. Or I'm not here to show that, see, I told you market is not going to take that low. No, it has taken this low, breaker block logic is gone. I'm not interested to look for breaker block entry anymore. It's gone from my head. So I'm more interested to look for the order block entry. The lowest down close body close candle, remember the same logic here. I would love to frame my buy from there. In this type of case of scenario, I prefer to take the fair value gap from 1 minute chart will be traded. So here, this can be the last fair value gap. If it is traded, then I prefer to take the buy from the order block again. Not interested to frame the breaker block entry anymore. It's done. The breaker block job or breaker block idea is done. Okay, that's what been missing. Thank you. Okay, you're most welcome. I don't know why did you thank me. This is how I keep looking for the opportunity. So if it failed to take that liquidity and closed above that breaker block, that is my buy. I will go for that buy with so much confidence that it is going to give me that profit. If it has taken that liquidity, no breaker block is valid to me. So I will start to look for those type of order block entry, new order block entry. But I prefer that this market will come to this 1 minute fair value gap before framing any kind of buying opportunity or any kind of order block. I prefer that off. If it doesn't come over here, maybe I will wait for the fair value gap to take my entry. This PM session is so difficult to trade, at least for me. AM session was much more better, much more easier, but PM session is really so difficult because market is not moving anywhere. This is the first candle around the PM session. Sorry, after this candle, look at this candle. After that candle, this is the all candle around this PM session. So it's so difficult for me to trade. It has traded the last fair value from 1 minute chart. Let's see if it can make an order block now to give me rebuy opportunity. Okay, so rebuy opportunity is my idea now from order block. I got it now today. Okay, brother. If you get it, I'm really happy for you. If it has made this candle as an order block, I won't be able to take entry because this candle is highly volatile candle. Okay, it's a big candle, so I will sacrifice this trade. You can say 30 handle candle, so I'm not interested. But I'm showing you the way you should wait for the entry opportunity. Okay, so for example, this is a candle of like maybe 15 handle candle, and market has validated this candle as an order block. That candle is going to be your entry candle to take the entry at least until for this buy side liquidity and then for this buy side liquidity. But as it is a huge candle, I'm not going to frame any trade from there. Why? Because it has traded that 1 minute last gap. It has been traded the order block here, the mean threshold of this order block. Now it should keep going higher. But it is falling, brother. I'm not going to touch it. I will go for any kind of bullish PDRA. If it make the bullish PDRA, I'll go for that trade. So if it is a big candle or bullish candle order block, how you are going to take entry over here? I would wait for the propulsion block to take my entry so that I can minimize my stop loss. If I miss it, I will miss it, but I would love to take my entry from the propulsion block. I'm just watching this candle to see if it can make the order block. So body has to close up that line and then it has to make the propulsion block to give me the entry. This first presented gap and that first presented gap is too much different. I will talk about this maybe tomorrow if I see the beautiful price action on the PM session. Today's PM session is difficult for me. It's on seek and destroy mode so far. So it's really difficult for me to talk about the first presented gap today. So I would love to choose a beautiful day to explain this first presented gap. It's a bit different. Okay, I'm observing this thing, but it's a bit different. Not like the powerful like this first presented. It's not the same like this fair value gap. Keep watching, okay? This candle, keep watching. If the candle can close above this candle, which is above the midnight open, this is going to be the order block. I'm not interested to frame my trade from this order block. I will wait for the propulsion block to take my entry or to frame my next entry setup. Why? Because this candle is huge, 30 handle candle. Now if it can make another order block which is going to close below this candle, a small candle, okay, something like this type of candle, then that is going to be my order block and I will frame my trade from that order block. If it keep falling, break that fair value gap, I'm not going to get panic. I would not go for that sell. I will keep waiting for buying opportunity until it is above this 50-minute last fair value gap. If it closes below this 50-minute last fair value gap, okay, I'm done. Sujivan, that thing I have talked about 1,000 times in my life. This thing, okay, I have talked about at least 1,000 times in my life. While market is inside the new week opening gap or new day opening gap, avoid trading over there. At least 1,000 times I have talked about this. Now, still this is tradable. We can trade this market, but you have to understand that this is the highly risky market to trade because this market is inside the new week opening gap or new day opening gap or last fair value gap. It's not only inside the new week opening gap, it's inside the daily last fair value gap. See this daily last fair value gap over here. Let me show you this. It is inside this last fair value gap. Now it just left the last fair value gap a bit, but it was inside this last fair value gap from the daily chart as well. So while it is inside the last fair value gap, while it is inside the new week opening gap, while it is inside the new day opening gap, trading that area is highly risky, highly difficult. I mean, it's kind of suicide. Yeah, Sujivan, thank you, man. But you know, people still want to trade. That is why I'm showing them. But this PM session is difficult. To be honest, it's a clear seek and destroy mode. Simply, clearly seek and destroy mode. But AM session was a bit easier to trade. Even the lunch hour was a bit beautiful. But this PM session, oh man, but it's too easy to take sell. Trust me. Where do you want to take the sell? Where do you want to take the sell, brother? Maybe you will take that sell, it will work. The next sell, it will fail. The next sell, it will fail. Here there is no sell. If you see any sell, I don't know, did you see any sell or not? But here one cell will work, the next two cell will fail. Okay, lamp ICT order block is valid after candle close above opening close or not. Hello, do you think that's low probable, and do you also mark the same way to high time frame order blocks? ICT talked about that if the market go one tick above that open, if it go, it doesn't need to close. If it can go above that open, it's an order block. He talked about this in 2024 or 2024, I guess, 24 mentorship. The fair value gap is my next buying opportunity. So in other word, the order block here, okay? So it is now a valid order block. If it can make a fair value gap, that is my buying opportunity again. Whatever, what I was talking about. If this candle go one tick above this open, it is a valid order block. I have tried that, but it didn't work for me. I don't know why, but it didn't work for me. I prefer to body close above the candle. If the body close above the or below the candle, I prefer the buy from there. Otherwise, I don't like to take the buy. I was saying, let me show you this thing here. This is the order block. If I talked about the order block and propulsion block trade, the next candle will close above this candle. I will take my buy from this candle because this is going to be my propulsion block. So far, because it has traded the order block. The order block is from here to here. This is the open. It doesn't need to trade the open, but this whole area is the order block. So it has already traded the order block so far. So this, if the candle can close above this order propulsion block, I prefer to take my buy from this propulsion block instead of taking my buy from this order block. Why is that? Why did you talk about the buy from here and you are asking not to take the entry from this order block? Think like that way. I would love to take my buy here. Okay, this is the area where I should push my button. Here, where should be my stop loss? There. At least 2 tick below that candle. 31 handle. Your partial has to be there. At least over here. If you are overzealous, you can hold it until this area. That should be your partial. Now, can you do it? If you can do it, go for it. I can't do it. So what I will do, I will wait for the entry from this propulsion block. Will cover this order block open only, just the open. So my stop loss will be 19 handle. And then I will go for the same trade here. We'll go for this trade. You would love to go for that order block. I have already talked about this order block. How to, anybody here who can tell me that, no brother, I didn't know this is the order block. Who can tell me that? This is not the order block. Who can tell me that? I can't do that. If it missed me, I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that because it missed me. But if I would love to trade, I would love to trade like this way. Now, for example, this candle is not highly volatile. Okay, highly volatile. It's something like until this area, at least the mean threshold, it's like, sorry, low. It's like 20 handle. Man, that is my buy over here. At least here, that is the partial, the low of this first presented gap. If I'm overzealous here, this is my partial. Over here, this is my partial. I'm going to hold my trade until this area. Logic, why is this order block? It has taken all of this look. The same order block here is the same order block over here. Same order block over here. Tap over here. Tap to this propulsion block. That is my stop loss. 1 tick below that order block. I would prefer to give it a more little time area. Okay. Look, I talked about this propulsion block. Nobody can complain. I talked about this propulsion block. Here, I take my partial over here to the low of this first presented gap. I prefer to take my partial around this area. Okay, just for make it more beautiful. We'll try to take my partial over here, but I know that I should take my partial over here. Then I prefer to take my partial around this area, and I will hold my trade for this buy sell liquidity over there. After taking the partial over here from this propulsion block, covering that order block. What did I talk about after the effect. Nothing, man. I know that how it is going to work. I just want to make my loss much more bigger. If I'm wrong, what is going to happen? 31 handle loss in this PM session. Oh man, this is too much for me. So I prefer to compromise my stop loss by using the propulsion block. Of course, this should be a perfect area to take the partial. Now, if it reverse, of course it can reverse, but that should be the partial area. If overzealous, I can hold it until this area. If you are with your real money, that is the most logical level to take the partial around this area here. That is the most logical level. I'm just waiting. I tried to catch it from here until this area. This is all about the price action. Why this area? Because this is the first presented gap after 130. So after 130, whatever is going to be your first presented gap, you have to give that the priority. You can get some kind of reaction from there. It is possible to get the reaction from there. If you are overzealous, you can hold your trade until this area just by putting your stop loss a bit lower of this order block like this way, and you can try your luck. This is little volatile. If it is not little volatile, your entry is going to be from there. That's for sure. This is going to be your entry. Partial here, stop loss there below that order block. If it is not that much volatile, if it is that much volatile, you have to take the entry from here. Stop loss should cover that order block, or maybe a little bit more of this order. You will say, okay, we can did the damage, but it is going to hit the buy side here and the buy side over there. I'm just randomly talking about the entries so that you can understand when I look for the breaker block, when I prefer that order block is more valid to me. I'm going to give the more highest priority to this order block, highest priority to this order block, highest priority to this propulsion block, maximum the order block open. You have to just cover that wick up a bit more. That's all. Then this buy side liquidity. After this, that buy side liquidity. If it keep falling, that means I have no opportunity to trade this market. Simple. Yeah, of course you can do that as well. I mean, you can use this fair value gap over here. Of course you can do that. That fair value gap. And you can just keep it, put it a bit lower, just one tick below that fair value gap. It is the best area in my opinion. I mean, the way you see it, it's absolutely perfect. By believing that it is not going to work with the lower portion of this fair value gap, because after that order block, the fair value gap it is going to make, market should not work with the lower portion of this fair value gap. So you can a bit more, okay, so something like this. You can put your stop loss like this way if the stop loss support you. But this is all the logic to understand the direction and the entry opportunity by believing them. If I would love to enter, I would love to enter from this order block. That is the best area for me to enter from the order block. If I'm not able to do it, I'll try to take the entry from the propulsion block. If there is no first presented gap, for example, there is no first presented gap, or maybe first presented gap is over here, this market would never react from there. You see, this is, if I don't mark it, it's a random level, absolutely random. Why did it react from there, brother? Let's go to the 5-minute chart. What do you have in 5-minute chart? That is specific high. What do you have over there from 5-minute chart? Nothing. 15-minute chart. Do you have anything to that area? Nothing. 1-hour chart. Do you have anything? Where is that? I guess around this area. I don't remember where is it. Do you have anything over there? Nothing. 4-hour chart? Nothing. Daily chart? Nothing. Weekly chart? Nothing. So why did it reverse from there? Because you have this first presented gap over there. This first presented gap. Just a reaction. Sent the market to retest this propulsion block as well as reclaimed that order block before going higher. Why it is going higher? Because it has traded this order block, as well as it has traded that 1 minute last parallel gap. That is the very specific area. It has traded that last parallel gap. Wait for that order block. If there is no order block, wait for the propulsion block. If there is no propulsion block, let this go. If you read the market like this way, man, it is gonna be very easy for you to trade this market. I'm just trying to show you the entry opportunities and the most logical level where market can reverse or where market can respect it. Okay, I'm just trying to show you those things. But most of you are struggling to find the entry opportunity. Why you are not using this candle as your order block? Why didn't you tell that this is your order block? Why you are so much confident about this candle as your order block? Why you are so much confident about this candle as your order block? Even if you get stopped out, you're going to take re-entry over there. Why is that? Even if you get stopped out here, why you are taking re-entry over there? Why is that reason? This is the reason. I'm trying my level best so that you can understand the water block and propulsion block, because very soon I'm going to stop talking about this water block and propulsion block. You will never see me again to frame the trade from the water block and propulsion block. Please stop copying my trade. Instead, start to focus how I'm going to mark them, brother. I don't think so. There is anyone else who is going to explain this water block and propulsion block. The weakest water block. The weakest order block, what is that? The middle order block. Here. This is called the weakest order block. Sometimes it worked perfectly. Sometimes, very rare. 20% of the time it worked. 80% of the time it doesn't work. While this candle appeared, I talked about this weakest order block. I called them the middle order block. That means a run has started here and this is at the middle of the run. So if my buy side liquidity is here, if this is the order block which has been created in between these two areas, this is called the middle order block. I don't like those type of order block, but sometimes they work and people catch the buy from there. They keep saying I caught that run from this order block, oh man, I'm the awesome. No, 80% of the time they'll be wrong, because this is the weakest order block. Highest probable order block, highest probable order block. Man, I have no idea. And look how many times it failed. If I put my stop loss in the most logical level, 2 tick below that candle, entry there, 2 tick below that candle, how many times I'm wrong? If I flame my order block entry, how many times I'm wrong? This buy side liquidity, keep watching. Did you get that point, guys? I mean, I'm not sure that did you get that point or not. I'm trying to give you something that you can use for your life, rest of your life. Because while I will stop talking about this water block, I will never mention them. The way I'm not mentioning the macro entries. If you are confused about the what is macro entry, sometimes I see some of you like today. I think Mourad was telling that macro has provided 1:2 or something like that. Man, I have done it 1 year ago. I showed 4 entry opportunities in a day, and like almost 1 month I showed you winning trade, winning trade, and winning trade. Out of 26 entries, there was just 3 losing trade. Rest 21 winning trade. 24, yeah, 26, 23, I guess 23 or 24, something like that. I mean 3 to 4 losing trade. But this is the thought process, how I can frame the trade, how it now putting stop loss is different. My trading strategy, my trading psychology is different, brother. You don't need to follow them. You should learn the way I'm showing you the way. This is the way to trade this market. This is the way. If you can understand the thought process, you can understand the whole price action, you will be able to get that on. I'm getting stopped out because I don't want any of you to copy my trade. You have no idea how I would frame my trade and how I'm going to take my partial, how I'm going to trail my stop loss. No idea, right? So I'm showing you the logic, the most logical level. You will follow them. That's all. You will look for the perfect rules. Here, what did I say? I can't take my buy from this order block. Why? Because the stop loss is bigger. What you will do? Let this run go. Okay, brother, I don't give a shit. That is the best order block. I don't give a shit. My stop loss is not going to support that entry. I'm not going to take that entry. Very simple. Very, 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 very simple. Is this order block concepts is bit easier for you guys now? Is that bit easier for you? If not, let me know. I came this PM session with thinking about something, but unfortunately, this price action really is so shit. I can't I can't explain the things I was trying to explain, because if I do that today, you will get so much confused over here, so much confused, because this is not a good price action. And if it is not good price action, I can force the market to make it good. Okay, that's how you win prop firms. What did you mean by win prop firms? Precision is unmatched. Hey Gupta. Sophia, yes, thank you, sister. The Gangjong, thank you, brother. JJ, thank you, brother. Ravi, simply super wizard. Hey RP, thanks for that wizard, man. Gupta, thank you, man. Sujivan, I learned much from you about order blocks and propulsion blocks. Thank you, brother. You are most welcome, Sujivan. Yes, order block, breaker block, propulsion block, when to use them. Uh, I mean, you understand that, or did you ask me that, Jay? If you ask me that, I'm gonna block you, man. I'm simply going to block you, man. PM session is worst, bro. Yeah, today's PM session is really so difficult. For me, it's difficult. So those people are thinking about sell, man. Trust me, if you frame the sell setup, you will face the same problem, because this is the seek and destroy mode. So market is in seek and destroy mode. To be honest, trust me, if you frame the sell setup, you will face the same problem I'm facing right now for the taking buy. Okay. Which from I give the take profit trader giveaway. It's a take profit trader account. Next Friday, I will give another take profit trader account depending on the point. So if you have 50 point, at least 50 point, you will get that take profit. So every 5 minutes, you will get 1 point. I mean, if you will stay with me, at least 5 minutes. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. Uh, no, not 5 minutes. I guess it's 12 minutes, something like that. Every 12 minutes, you will get 1 point. Every 12 minutes, you will get 1 point. Yeah. So if you stay with me, and if you have 100 points, you will get, this is for those people, just for the appreciation. And I will make another 150k account from take profit trader for those people who has 100 more than 100 points, and rest 150k account I will give other people. Okay, like normal way, from Discord and from YouTube. No point, you don't need point, but that one account specifically for those people, like I believe that it will be like 5 to 10 people out of 5 to 10 people. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, out of 12 people. No, quick question, if taken with propulsion block, where will be stop losses be? It should cover the order block open. So if I would love to frame my trade from this propulsion block here, I have to cover that order block open. Just one tick of that open. Now sometimes wick did the damage depending on that wick. If you have this type of situation, sometimes you don't have this type of situation. As I have this type of situation, I can simply cover the 50% of this fair value gap. They're a bit lower of this 50%, something like that. But most of the time, I don't have this type of situation. In that type of situation, I prefer to cover just the order block open, something like little here. Okay, I would love to put my stop loss like this way. If I get stopped out, the very next candle close and then come back again, retest this propulsion block. Remember, the next time it has to retest this propulsion block. If it retest this propulsion, let me keep it like this. If it retest this propulsion block, I'll take a rebuy from this propulsion block. Order block, I need to see the closing. Propulsion block, I need that retest. Now you can say, brother, it didn't tap to this propulsion block, it is keep going higher. So you are wrong. You are, no, I'm not wrong. I didn't get entry opportunity over here. Just I didn't get entry opportunity. So here maybe I'll get one time stopped out. If I have this word fair value cap, I'll be able to put it just below that constant crossment. And if I see that stop loss is not that much big, I'll simply cover that candle which has made this fair value cap. This is all that depend on the stop loss. But the rules is to cover that order block, because market should trade that order block precisely, tick by tick, the open of this order block before going higher. Sometimes weak did the damage. That is why you should cover the weak range. Now, I have no idea how long I can cover the weak range. Weak did the damage sometimes. So I prefer to take re-entry instead of making my stop loss too big. But if you ask me the best case of scenario, you have to cover that order block, the full order block. This is the best way to put the stop loss. But I believe that it's not possible. That is why we are looking for the propulsion block to take our entry, right? Okay, make it 100 points. Yeah, it's 100 points, brother. No, in Friday, the account I'm going to give, it has to be like 50 point. It has to be started from 50 point. And the next account, the minimum point is 100. By the way, guys, it's 2:43. I don't think so I have anything to talk about here. You keep please looking for that buy side liquidity and then this buy side liquidity. Okay, you please keep looking for that. I believe this is a bullish market. I'm not interested to frame any sell. I prefer to take buy only, and I don't think so it's worthy to waste, I mean, spend the time in front of this chart anymore. This is not a good price action to me, but it's a bullish market. I will frame the buying opportunity in every possible area. That is all. If you ask me, brother, if it is here, how can I make another buy? If it is below this first presented gap around 930, no, there is no buying opportunity. But if it is little below this first presented gap, any kind of lower manipulation, new buy. Lower manipulation, new buy. This whole price action, is it understandable? What did I tell you? Remember, give me little time, I'll show you the buying opportunity. Give me a bit more time, I'll show you the buying opportunity. Do you remember what did I tell over here? If this low is not taken, I'll look for the breaker block entry. If this low is taken and market come very specifically this fair value gap, which is 1 minute last fair value gap, the lowest down close body close candle is going to be my order block. How did I know that? This run, I knew it. Trust me, this run, I knew it is going to happen. All I have to do, I have to wait for this. You have to know that how it is going to react from this market. I mean, how it is going to react. If you don't know that, man, you are in a big trouble. You have to know that how this market is going to react. Is there any question, guys? If you have any question, let me ask. I mean, let me know. Otherwise, I'd love to close my trade. By the way, take profit trader. Why I mean, sorry, I'm not take profit trader. Apex has back with 80% discount. So please, if any of you are interested, please use the code YIZZHHIJN. What was that? I guess YIZZHJGN. That is the code for 80% discount. Just avoid the time. It is valid until end of this month. Okay, so it is valid until end of this month. If any of you are interested about that, make sure that you have used the code YIZZHGN. It's an 80% discount. You'll get rest of the information through our Discord group. In our Discord, I think Tamim has already posted it. Let me check if I can see. I don't think so he has posted. I will show you that. Okay. And the take profit trader, I'm very happy to see all of these people now. They are getting fan of take profit trader. Brother, are you using the take profit? I don't know. Okay, I think he is also. Yeah. I don't know he is using the take profit or not. Yeah, he is also using the take profit here. Take profit pro. This is the take profit trader. So it's kind of like everyday payout. I prefer, because you have to pay yourself. If you pay yourself, man, you will be very happy. You'll be very confident. So make sure that you are actually paying yourself. Thank you so much, guys, for being over here. Let's look at this buy side liquidity. Clean highs. I don't like those type of clean highs, clean lows. They should not be over there. It has to be taken. It has to be taken. Why did you choose the body of the order block, not the wick? Thank you asking for that question, Sophia. Sophia, are you still here? If you are still here, I'm going to spend the time over here. Otherwise, I'm not going to explain that. If you are still here, let me know. Hey, Jerry, I have to wait. Spend a bit more time. Okay. Sophia, you are here. Listen to me very carefully, all of you. This is that lowest down close body close candle. There is no other candle that has closed below that candle. So I'm expecting this is going to be my order block, the high of this order block. This candle has closed above this candle, not body, above the wick, the whole candle. It has closed above this candle. Now it has been validated as an order block. This open, this high is not the order block. This is the order block. This whole zone is the order block. Every single tick is order block. Every single tick of this wick is order block. The most sensitive line is the open of that order block. That is the most sensitive line. I love to mark that open if I see that market has traded that open. This is my OCD. You can say OCD or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. This candle validated this candle as an order block. Then this market came to this open of that candle. If I see it has traded that open, I love to mark it because this is my OCD, my inner pitch or something like that. But this is not the order block, or that line is not the order block. The order block is from that high to that open. This whole area is the order block. Not only this, but also from here to here. So from there, sorry, how can I mark it? Let me check if I can mark it. See this mean threshold, the 50% of this candle. Okay, so I don't know, I can. Okay, here from high to until the 50% of that whole body or whole candle is the real order block line. So market is going to struggle to break that on. In this whole area, the most sensitive line is the open of that candle. That is the most sensitive line. Is that clear, brother? Sister? So I mark one line, but that is not the order block. The whole area is the order block. The high is the area, the open is the most sensitive, and the last line is the mean threshold. That means I don't want to see body close below that mean threshold. Even if one body close, that is sometimes the fake breakout. The very next body close above this mean threshold is still that order block is still valid. Okay. So yeah, I hope that it's understandable. So even if I mark, it's not the order block. The order block is here. This is the order block, and until the 50%, that is the mean threshold or the 50% of the order block. See this shallow run? I love to mark that shallow run as my obvious liquidity. By the way, thank you so much, guys. Be over here. I will come tomorrow's morning session and I will come tomorrow's PM session as well, because I have a bit to talk about the PM session. There is some specific way to trade the PM session. Today's price action is little difficult to trade, so that is why I would love to come back again around the PM session tomorrow, or until I don't get the beautiful price action to explain that things to you. Okay, so while I will get it, I'll stop coming around the PM session after that. Until then, I'll try to keep coming around the PM session. This whole PM session, I hope that you learned something from about order block and the propulsion block. Please learn it. while I will stop talking about this. Even if you keep asking me about the water block, I will never ever repeat that again. I'll say that I have already done it, please check it. I have already done it, please check it. The same way I'm asking, I mean, if someone asks me about the macro, I tell that, brother, I have done it 1 year ago, please watch it. I'm not interested to do that because I have done it 1 year ago. So that is the easiest trading opportunity or whatever it is. Thank you guys for being over here. Until the next time, cheers guys. Tomorrow around 8:45 inshallah, around 8:45.